From the Painted Desert to the Ponderosa Pines, the Grand Canyon State has towns and cities with unique names. So let's hit the road and find out what's in a name, Arizona.
Hello, I'm Brian Webb, and welcome to What's in a Name, Arizona. Today, our travels take us to Wickenburg. We're going to visit a gold mine and ghost town. We're going to see an Old West shootout. We're going to find out how the old bola tie was actually invented right here and see how they make custom-made saddles in Wickenburg. Plus, we're going to find out how this town got its name. So giddy up, everyone, and welcome to Wickenburg. We are at the Vulture City Ghost Town. Check this out. Isn't this pretty cool? And Hollis Corey is the man to tell us all about it. Uniform and all. Hollis, thank you, sir. Talk to me about this ghost town. What goes on here? How did this start? Why are we here?
Well, Vulture City, the story starts back in 1863 when a gentleman by the name of Henry Wickenburg, he was a German immigrant and a well-known prospector. Well, him and two companions, leaving the Weaver Mountain area, were heading to the Harquahala Mountains to prospect for gold. Passed right through this very area, stayed overnight. Well, while here, Henry's walking around, and he's actually finding pieces of gold standing on the ground in plain sight.
Just stumbled right on it.
Plain sight, walking around.
And the next thing you know, this area popped up.
He came back from his original destination, set up camp right here, filed a mining claim, the Vulture Mine, and people came from all over. It became a boom town.
People love coming here to this day, right? You see people from all over the world just kind of want to see what the Old West was like, including the old prospector days.
Absolutely. We are an authentic Old West mining ghost town. These buildings are real. They were used. A lot of history here.
And they put this old tree to use, too. Talk to me about this thing.
They did. So this tree here is what we call the hanging tree.
Okay. That sounds like trouble.
18 men were hung from this tree.
Wow.
On record, we have in June 24th in 1880, a young man named Jose Marie was hung from this tree for the murder of a young woman who he proposed to, and she rejected him, and that hurt his feelings, apparently. Uh-oh. And he shot her, and he was hung from this very tree on that day.
Oh, no. So, yeah, if you ended up near this tree, you were in trouble.
It was not a good day.
And so you mentioned Old Man Wickenburg, so that makes sense how Wickenburg got its name. The town just built up a few miles down the road. Absolutely.
So as Vulture City was booming, word got out, people were coming here. Of course, they needed supplies, food, what have you. So all that was being shipped in. Well, this little junction just north of here, right alongside the Hassayampa River, had running water. It was a prime spot to set up camp, to move supplies and stuff. Well, such a nice area. People decided to build homes there, farms and ranches, and grew along with Vulture City. And it was only fitting that they named that town Wickenburg.
You called it a ghost town. Why do we say that?
Well, because it died. 1942, the mining operation shut down for good, and it's been abandoned ever since. And there's been a lot of paranormal investigations done here. They believe there's a lot of activity in this area. And
probably a lot around this tree. I would imagine there's some energy going on here of dead folk.
Very well could be.
Check out this old building. Checking out the old wooden doors, seeing what's going on in here. Anything good going?
Hey there, young man. What are you doing here? Are you?
Hey, Marshall.
Everything okay?
Marshall Eldorado, right?
That's me.
I'm just minding my own business here, just scoping things out.
Okay.
All right. But now that I've got you here, I hear you're part of a bigger group called the Wickenburg Marshals.
Yes.
All right, tell me about that a little bit, if you will.
Well, we are a group here that brings the Old West alive through comedy performances.
Is this kind of modeled after what we think the Wild West was like, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we try to really have our clothing right in line with around the 1870s, early 1880s. Obviously, we do comedy, but we try really hard to bring the kids, families. It's very family-oriented, what we do out here.
Well, and why do people love these Wild West shootouts so much? I mean, this is just such a cool thing.
Yeah, you know, I think it has a lot to, you know, we grew up on Old West movies. And of course, every kid loves to see guns being fired and shotguns and people dying. Of course, we all seem to come alive. But I think they like it for that reason.
That's good stuff. And you know, I think I heard something about maybe some bad hombres over there.
I'll bet you're probably right. We got them around here.
Should we go check out some about a robbery over there?
Let's check them out.
Robbery! Robbery! We're being robbed! We're being robbed!
Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Get over here.
Let's make sure they're dead and let's get the gold.
About 12 miles down the road from Vulture City, and we are now in the middle of Wickenburg and at the Desert Caballeros Western Museum. Let's go find out a little bit more of the history of this great town. I'm with Dr. Eduardo Pagan, who is another expert on Wickenburg. Doctor, thanks for being here today.
It's my pleasure.
Bring us back to the days, 1860 or so. What was going on around here?
All right, so 1863, this gentleman right here came into Arizona territory from California, and he was traveling with the Pauline Weaver expedition. And so they were looking for gold and silver in this area.
Was he just a Joe Schmo on the trip? Or
Yeah, at the time, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, he wasn't important at the time. He was from Germany, and he was just with the group, and he happened to locate a ledge that had gold, which then became the Vulture Mine.
Gotcha.
And the Vulture Mine then was the most prolific gold mine in all of Arizona history.
And Wickenburg, Doctor, seems pretty far from Vulture City, especially back in the day on horseback. What's the connection between the two?
Well, the connection is, so you need to have people that they need to drink water. They need to have access to water. They need to have access to food as well. And so Wickenburg is located next to the Hassayampa River.
And he was striking deals with the gentleman who came up with Phoenix.
Yeah, so let me tell you about this very interesting gentleman right here. This is Jack Swilling. And so Jack Swilling was a scout during the American Civil War, at first for the Confederates and then for the Union.
Whoever's paying best.
No, just hedging his bets, right? But as he traveled around the Salt River Valley, he saw these Hohokam canals, and he had this idea that if those canals could be excavated, they could be used to then turn the Salt River area into this growing field, right? And so he pitched actually to Henry Wickenburg this idea, and Wickenburg had this tremendous need because there were up to 2,000 miners at the Vulture Mine. And so he underwrote Jack Swilling's ditch company, and they went and began to excavate the Hohokam canals, and then Phoenix began to grow as an agricultural community. And so the gold would flow from Wickenburg Mine down what is State Route 60, Grand Avenue, down into the five-corner area of Phoenix, downtown Phoenix. That's where they would get their produce and their goods, and then they would go back up. And so he ultimately underwrote the growth of Phoenix.
Wickenburg has held on to its Western past, no doubt about it.
Very much, yes. They're very proud of it.
And helped a little bit with Western fashion, from what I hear. Talk to me about the bolo or bola tie. Which way does it go?
They're both terms. So this is a picture of Victor Cedarstaff, who invented the fashion. So he named it bola after the boleador. As the story goes, is that one day he's out. I mean, he's a genuine rancher, right? And he lived in Wickenburg, and a wind comes up, blows his hat off, and the band that goes around, the decorative band that goes around the cowboy hat, also fell off, and he didn't want to lose it. So he picked it up, put it around his neck, and came into town, and somebody said, "Hey, Vic, that's a great looking tie." And so he starts thinking about it, and so this one on the left, that small slide, that's one of his original bola tie slides. He then patents over to the right the larger Y style. Right. He then patents that style, and so for bolo tie aficionados, that's the one you want to get.
I see you have a beautiful one on. And can you help me with mine?
Absolutely.
I've never put one on before.
So just pull the slide down and put it over your head.
All right, that's easy.
And it usually goes under the collar.
Under the collar's there to make it look right. Okay.
And then you want to just pull the slide up and make sure that the ends are even.
Ends are even.
There you go. And you can wear it as high up as you want or as low as you want.
Is that like depending on your mood?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or your look.
More fancy if you're going out higher, any of that maybe going?
I don't know. That's a good point. Yeah.
We'll have to ask some fashionistas that question. And it's got to be for my name. There we go. All right. I'm official.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doctor.
Yeah,
Great job. Appreciate it. Okay, are you ready for a special treat? We're going to learn how to make saddles at Riata Saddles in Wickenburg with Karen. Karen, thanks so much for your time.
Pleasure.
Making a saddle does not seem easy to me. What all basically goes into it?
So you start with what's called a tree. This is a saddle tree. You order it. Now, I'm a custom maker, so you would walk in the door and you say, I want a saddle. And we would decide what you wanted, whether you were just a pleasure rider, just trotting through the desert on a trail, or you were doing working cow, you were a team roper, you were a Western pleasure ride, or anything like that, and then we would design that saddle for you.
Do you design it for me and the horse, or just for me?
Depends on the horse.
Okay.
So if you are riding many horses, then we build a saddle that will fit many.
Can you show me a little bit about how you make one?
Sure.
Give me a lesson here.
So you start with the tree,
Okay.
and then obviously you can see the changes in this. So you put what's called the ground seat. So this is the comfort for you. These are called kennel pliers. So what I want you to do, get as close as you can, and just kind of press it together. You'll feel how it slides, and then you're going to go down.
What am I doing here? Why am I doing this?
So what's going to happen is that I'm going to end up pulling this off. That's actually going to get cut off, and then there's going to be a lace in there, and this whole swell is going to be laced on. You can push it closer to the tree.
Okay.
So that actually helps mark it, so I know where I'm cutting.
You got to put some muscle in this too, huh?
Yep.
Okay. The finished product here, Karen, tell me what we're looking at. Beautiful saddle here.
So we've got a little bit of an Arizona theme going on with our saguaros, our prickly pears, and then also poppies. So if I can draw it, I can tool it.
Now, what else do you make here? Not just saddles.
Basically pretty much anything in leather.
So if you're a cowboy or cowgirl, you probably should eventually come into Riata Saddles.
Yes, sir.
You've got what they need.
Yes, sir.
And this is the place to be.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Beautiful stuff. We hope you had a fun trip to Wickenburg, Arizona. You saw a gold mine, a ghost town, found out how the bola tie was actually invented here, and we watched how saddles are still made today. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time right here on What's in a Name, Arizona.
The Wickenburg Marshals.
Happy trails!